One second, ladies and gentlemen. Not one, yes two, coming again at you with another video. I appreciate you tuning in. If this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel. If you're returning back, thank you for returning back. Hit the like button, comment down below. Let's talk about it. We just got new information. What's up? Camera's over here. Try to look into the camera. We just got new information that they were all Mexican and they were all related. Two out of the group passed away. Rest in peace to them. That's a terrible way to go. But yeah, what are the chances of that? What are the chances of them being from Mexico or being Mexican? What we got going on with the whole migrant situation? And I know there's not only Mexican migrants. We have migrants from different parts, from different countries. You know, from different parts of Africa. You know, other Hispanic countries. You know, it's not just Mexico. But what are the chances of that? And why are the Mexicans always doing very dangerous jobs? You know, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I believe the Democratic Party is behind this. They always have been. This was definitely set up. This was done on purpose. And it's gonna get scary, people. It's gonna get scary for those people working those regular 9-to-5 jobs. If you are an employee, if you have an employer, listen. Now's the time. If you haven't heard from everybody else, you tired of hearing it, you're hearing it from me. Now's the time. You got to get self-employed. You got to create a YouTube channel. Find a way to create an online business. Some type of you got to market yourself. You got to get into entrepreneurship because it's gonna get ugly real soon. A lot of these migrants are gonna be taking over your jobs at some point, because a lot of them are homeless. You know, a lot of them are being kicked out of these shelters. We see what's going on. And unfortunately, America told them to come here. Biden, the Democratic Party, he's president for right now. We don't know what's going to happen as far as the next election. But for right now, how I see it is their goal is to have them here. You know, a lot of Americans are ungrateful. The Congress sees that. The Democratic Party feels like a lot of these Mexicans come over here, they work harder. They do the labor jobs that a lot of Americans that were born and raised here don't want to do for less pay. And yeah, it's just gonna get real. It's just crazy. So when I saw this news, I was just like to myself, I was like, what are the chances of that? What are the chances of them being Mexican? You know, if I got the numbers correct, I believe it was 7 in total. They were all related, and 2 of them died. So yeah, that was just wild for me. The Mexican culture is definitely going to get a lot of sympathy from that. You know, from the Democratic Party, from Biden. You know, as I believe they set it up in the first place. You know, we will never know. That's just my opinion. This is all my opinion. I really don't have any proof of this. But I'm curious to know how you, ladies and gentlemen, feel about this. Comment down below. Do you think there's any relevance to what I'm saying? Or you just think it's a coincidence that they all happen to be Mexican and they all were related? Again, I feel like this was set up. This was done on purpose. To gain sympathy, you know, because we see, if you are watching the news and you're aware of what's going on in New York, and you're aware with how a lot of the Spanish migrants are, you know, causing havoc throughout the streets of New York and Chicago, a lot of robberies, a lot of grape, attack on police officers, as we've seen, even a lot of killings, murders. Definitely some immigrants that were released that were accused of doing killing. So it's scary. It's getting real out here. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. For those of you that live in the cities that I stated, like if those of you live in New York City, you live in Chicago, and in certain areas, you are well aware of what's going on. And a lot of people don't even know that buses on top of buses of migrants have been dumped outside the White House. And the White House doesn't even want them. The White House are sending them away, you know, sending them to Texas and different parts of the U.S. So I don't understand how pretty much they were asked to come here, pretty much told they were accepted here. And, you know, when they get here, they're literally outside the White House. They're being shipped away. And I'm pretty sure you can find videos this of YouTube. I'm not just making this up. I'm not just talking out of my behind. But in the past, don't forget Biden has been having them shipped on planes coming here. You know, secretly. Oh, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. This should be considered illegal. You know, we have people homeless on the streets, people dealing with drug addiction, people dealing with homelessness because of mental illness. A lot of it sometimes isn't even just drugs. You know, I think a lot of people assume when they see an American on the street, whether male or female, melanated or Caucasian, you assume, oh, they're a drug addict. But you may not understand that we're not always maybe a drug addict, you know? They could have went through some type of hardship, something happened where they got kicked out of their home. You know, they had nowhere else to go, nobody else to go to, and then turned to drugs because they were cheap. They were offered to them. You know, sometimes people on the street offer homeless people drugs to have them do things, steal things for them, or even for sexual advances for drugs, believe it or not. And then some people end up getting hooked. So, I really think a lot of people need to just don't judge when you see a homeless person. Don't judge them and always just call them a drug addict because they always have a backstory. But with that being said, my whole point for saying that is just the point that yeah, it's really messed up that you have that, and then you have these migrants coming over here, and a lot of them are being taken care of and getting this help. So at the end of the day, you need to again, you know, look into entrepreneurship because your job is not promised as an employee. You know, people are getting laid off left and right, and you may think your job is secured, and it's never secured. You need to have multiple backup plans. Figure out you're good at something. You may not think you are, but if you really dig deep, you are good at something, and there's something you could be good at. You know, just do the research and figure it out. But yeah, just it just wasn't sitting right with me, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as I just got this information a few minutes ago, I was like, what the heck? They all were Mexican. They were all related. You know, how do you even get a job working on a bridge that over 30,000 people a day are traveling on? You know, that's a good estimate. Look this up. I'm not pulling this out my rear end either. I believe the estimate is over 30,000, a little over 30,000 people a day travel on that bridge. On the bridge. We're not even talking about cargo that's going under the bridge because I'm not sure how much is. But you know, the fact that it's going to possibly affect me here in Connecticut. You know, the governor in the state I live in just went on the news and spoke about. We're not sure if it's going to affect, but it might. We just have to wait and see. You know, but yeah. With that being said, how do all Mexicans and all be related to get a job doing that? That's why I feel like this was a setup. That's why I feel like it was done on purpose. Because how do all people related get that type of job? You know? I don't know if the company's owned by a Mexican person, by a Spanish person. If anybody knows, comment down below. I haven't tried to look and do that research. You know, that's why I'm asking. A lot of people who watch videos on YouTube have more information than the content creator. So that's why I'm asking if anybody possibly knows this. But yeah, how do you know, there has to be a conflict, you know? I know some places hire family, but 7 in a job, like, again, that's dangerous. You know, that's thousands, over 30,000 people's safety. Not including, again, the cargoes and ships and boats going traveling under. For 7 family members and for them to be Mexican all to get that job. So that is the main thing I want you to take. If you don't take anything out of this video, is the fact that they were all Mexican, they were all related, and that's a dangerous job that I feel like you would need years and years of experience to do, to have that much people's safety in your hands, because you really have lives in your hands at that point. You know, when you're working on a bridge that people are, you know, driving across and going, and boats going under and cargo going under, that's going to feed, you know, thousands of people, clothes, electronics, whatever is being shipped under there on those ships. You're responsible for a lot. So I really don't understand that, and it has to be a setup. And I apologize if I'm repeating myself, but I'm talking to you as if you were here, you know, like a homie or, you know, a homette. You know, that's just what it is. It has to be a setup. There's no way. There's just no way. And it has to be a bigger picture, especially with the whole migrant thing going on, like I said, with cities like New York, Chicago, even parts of Texas and stuff like that that are dealing with homelessness and crimes committed by migrants. So yeah, I want to end this video there. Comment down below, hit the like button, share, and see you in the next one. Peace and love.